Hey, folks. So, what do you, as a voice actor, really need to know? Let's talk about it. So, the big question is this: how do voiceover artists like us who are looking to take our careers to the next level, but don't buy into the claims of needing expensive equipment and demos, start bringing in new clients? How do you follow a clear path to changing your voiceover side hustle into your full-time job and stick it to those that said you couldn't? Those are the questions, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Earl Hall, and welcome to In the Booth with Earl Hall, where we know how to grind and don't quit. Hey, folks, and good Wednesday hump day to you. Thanks for tuning in to In the Booth with Earl Hall. You guys know I'm here to show you how to start, build, and grow a successful voiceover career. Did a little change up today. Besides broadcasting on YouTube, which is my main hub here, decided instead of broadcasting in the Facebook group for Steps to Voiceover Success, decided to try a new thing and do the live broadcast in my on my Earl Hall Studio page on Facebook. There is a page, a business page for Earl Hall Studio. So I said, hey, I've never broadcasted there before. Let me try doing a live broadcast over here and see what happens on that. So those are some of the new twists that are going on here at Earl Hall Studio. I'm excited today because one of our group, Tanya, is actually coming in to record her demo. She actually lives here in Milwaukee. So she said, hey, I want to come in, do my demo there. Come on in, Tanya. Let's do this thing. Let's get this booth all warmed up and broken in. So I'm excited about doing that. Probably going to record the session, so you guys can kind of see how I do it in-house. If Tanya agrees. I'm not going to do it if she doesn't want to be on camera, but you know how I roll. But at any rate, I'm trying to see where okay, that's where that thing is. Okay, so that's all good. And let's go over here. What's up, Lazarus? Glad to have you in the house. A bunch of folks are in here. Say hey. You guys aren't saying hey to me this morning. What's going on? What's up, John? Glad to have you in here this morning as well. A couple of things are going on. I've got some news. I've got some news that is going to probably make someone extremely happy. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show as we go on here. The topic today, what do you as a voice actor really need to know? That question alone is very particular to you as an individual. Where are you in your voiceover career? That is something that must be known. What I want to know as we get into this, what's up, Voices by Storm? What's up, Robbie? Glad to have you in the house here. There are some very important things that, depending on the level that you're at, the level that you're on in voiceover, that you must know. I'm talking about if you don't have equipment and you're just starting to think about getting into voiceover. You've just got your equipment and you're just getting going yesterday. You've been in for a couple of months and you're stuck struggling. You don't know how to move from where you are. You've been in for 3-5 years. You're getting work, but you're not getting enough, so on and so forth. I don't know what that ring was. I have no clue. But anyway. Oh, it's my phone. Hold on. Let's see who's on the phone. This is Earl. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. My 11 o'clock is here, which is Tanya. She's here. She's here. Tanya's here. She's out in the lobby. They just called me to let me know that she was here. So that's going to be exciting. Now, all right, where was I? I just got debacled. I figured that was my receptionist calling to tell me Tanya was here, which she's an hour early, which is awesome. That's what you want to be. You want to be early to your appointments when you're going into studio. So that's amazing. I'm loving that. Now, what do you need to really know as a voice actor? What is it that you really need to know? In the chat bar right now, what I want you to do for me, let me know the thing that you're struggling with right now. Like, if there was a question that I could answer for you, put that in there. Wow, that was a sneeze. Okay. John is saying he just ordered the rest of his gear. I want to know if there was something that you could sit with me for the next 10 minutes on, what would that topic be? What would it be? And I'm going to go into some of these things as you guys are putting that in here. One of the things that I went back and did just this week. Some of you guys know I signed up for Bodoggo. On Monday, I signed up, believe it or not, for Voices 123. I paid for a year subscription. The reason that I did that is because I haven't been on a pay-to-play in about 3 years. So what I wanted to see was a couple of things that I might be able to help answer some questions on dealing with the pay-to-plays. I chose Voices 123 as opposed to Voices.com because they're both similar in price, but there's more favorable reviews from people that are on Voices 123 as opposed to the debacle that keeps going on with Voices.com. And there's a couple of things that I wanted to see in doing this. And I've already discovered some amazing things. First of all, the time that the audition requests come in. The time that audition requests come in. What I've noticed that on Bodoggo, as well as Voices 123, these auditions start coming in at like 3 a.m. and they stop at about 6 a.m. There's not a lot through the day. So use this as a tactic, because one of the things that I want you to understand, and by the way, also in here, put where right now, what was the last job? Where did you get your last job from? Was it email, pay to play, Fiverr, whatever it was? Put in the chat. Where was the last place that you received a job from? Now, here's the thing. When you're looking at auditioning, and this is the thing, you want to be auditioning every day. And there's only a couple of ways to do that. Obviously, you can do some things on the freelance sites. You can put in proposals. You can, if you're on the pay-to-play sites, you can audition. Now, here's the thing, and the reason why I brought up the whole thing with the times that these auditions seem to be coming in, because what I will do is adjust my schedule from the time that I get here. I normally get in at about 8:30 after dropping my kids to school. So what I was thinking about doing was, you know what? I'm just going to come in at like 4 a.m. I can go and get my kids later and drop them at school. I'm going to start coming in at 4 a.m., doing these auditions and seeing what happens. The reason being is because, if by the time you get an audition, there's already been 50 people that have applied for this, hang it up, forget it. It's not going to happen. And if it does, woohoo, great. But you have a much better shot. And just think of human nature. People don't want to sit around all day listening to auditions. Once they hear a voice, boom, that's the one. Hey, let's go. You might have a better voice, whatever, doesn't matter. They're not going to sit around for days and weeks trying to figure this thing out. So you want to make sure that you take that into consideration. All right, now let's take a look at some of the questions that you're putting in. John is saying, just ordered the rest of my beginner gear last night. Awesome. Good morning, Andrea. Good morning, Mage. Good morning, Conchita. She's in the house. Let's see what else. How do you develop a list of clients to approach? Oh my God, Greg, are you serious, Greg? Are you serious? Okay, here we go. Cause no, I'm messing with you, Greg, because I've talked about that so much. Greg, easy peasy Japanesey, as they used to say. Is that racist? Sorry. But anyway, go on LinkedIn, type in the topic as far as a what do you call it? Like creative director, a title. Go in to LinkedIn, type in a title of creative director, video production, whatever the title of the person is you want to get a hold of, type that in. I don't care if it's LinkedIn or Facebook. It's going to drop a list to you right there of all the people that have that title. Easy. That's the easy part. Now, the hard part is going through that and weeding through it and seeing who you actually need to contact in a particular company. You can target a company on LinkedIn. Just type in the company name. It'll give you all that information and the employees of the company. So if you want to get to the creative director at Kraft Foods, real easy to do. The marketing manager, so on and so forth. Getting a client list, and stop thinking that this is going to be easy and that you can just go buy a list that will give you the exact name of the exact person. And if there is a list out there, you're going to pay out the yin-yang for it. You're going to have to do the homework on this. That's how all of us develop client lists. That's how all of us develop our own personalized email list outside of using like what we call the Mailshake strategy, which is running in the background. I'm not going to go through that again. All that information is at stepstovoiceoversuccess.com. Go get it. It's there. But to develop a client list is probably the easiest thing in the world to do. That is also the hardest thing in the world to do. The information is out there online. It is there for the taking. Go get it. And I've talked about this on Steps to Voice, some of the courses that are there. There's walkthroughs on stepstovoiceoversuccess.com. The information is there. I've presented it, and people are eating it up. All right, so let's see. See what else we got going on here. Yeah, Tanya's in studio. Yeah, she's here. She's out in the lobby there. Okay, hey, Earl, I'm struggling with my listening. I'm unable to recognize a good quality VO against one with echo. Need a standard to hit so that I can go all out. That may, I was going to say that was rather easy, but it actually may be kind of hard because the productions that we hear are fully produced. We don't normally just hear, dry vocal, dry voice. We don't just normally hear dry voice. We hear a lot of stuff in the mix. So that's kind of hard. If you want to do some sort of comparison with audio, you could reach out to other voice actors that you know, like, and trust. It's one of the services that we're going to provide. We're going to be bringing this to you actually tomorrow, where we're going to be listening to, have it set up. You can send us your audio. We'll listen to it, let you know what you need to do. JC, my audio producer, and I will be talking about this on tomorrow's show. That is the topic. So if those of you that are out there that need help with your audio production, you want to tune into tomorrow's show. Because JC and I are going to be going through this pretty much ad nauseum and letting you know what it is that we're able to do for you at Earl Hall Studio, from the simplest thing to checking your audio to, some more stuff. But we're going to be talking about this and being able to offer you that service to do. And yes, it's very affordable. So we're going to be doing that and seeing what happens on the show tomorrow. All right, so tune in, Merwin. You want to make sure that you do. All right, so Mage Pro said email was the last way that he got his last job. Conchita, email. Dave says Fiverr. What's going on, Ben? Glad to have you in the house. All right, ACX was the place where I was selected to narrate my 5th audiobook. Okay, awesome, Greg. ACX is a good place. It's, ACX is one of those things, and I've said this to people before, a lot of times you can get not great information, you can get quick jobs on ACX. Not going to pay you a lot, but you can start getting your feet wet. Don't start out with a, 9,000 page novel. Pick the book that you want to do, make sure it's a short one, and, kind of go for that. But ACX is a great place for a lot of people to start. Let's see. Started my 4th audiobook. Have 6 waiting. Awesome, Mage. USA East Coast has the time advantage on Voices 1, 2, 3 auditions. Yes, they do. East Coast has that time advantage, but you've heard me say this before about the whole grind and don't quit mentality. You're going to lose sleep. That was one of the caveats. You will lose sleep. I lost a lot of sleep. Now I'm going back to that. Now that I'm doing this full time, you know what? I can still set my own hours. So if I want to come into my studio here at 4 a.m., I can do it. So that's basically what I'm going to do. If you're on a pay to play and you don't know when the majority of these auditions come in, there's something wrong with you. And if you're not up and at it and auditioning on these pay-to-places you've paid a couple $100 to be a member of, and you don't know how to commit that arbitrage to take advantage of every single thing. And the biggest thing is time. If you're one of the first 10 to get in, you'll probably win more than if you wait until 50 to 80 to 100 people have auditioned. Because they're not going to listen to the first couple. Let's just be honest. Human nature. They're not sitting around listening to everything. They're just not. They're listening to the first couple, and they're making a decision. Get on it. All right. Let's see. Thanks. Let's see. Greg, thanks, Earl. Have never used LinkedIn. Okay. Mage, LinkedIn hunting is easy. It is important. You do research before contacting, or you look like a vulture. Absolutely. And I teach those strategies at stepstovoiceoversuccess.com as well, too. Those strategies are all there. Some of you probably may want to take a look and sign up because the information's there. Let's see, Dave or John, question. Any tips for consistently speaking from the diaphragm that isn't already in your library? I've never spoken about speaking from your diaphragm. That's not in my library. I've never literally used those words together. Speak from your diaphragm. So I'm not going to speak to it now. I don't know what to tell you on that. And I only speak on what I know. So I'm not going to talk about things that I don't know about. So I'm not going to give you tips on speaking from your diaphragm. Sorry. The only tip I'm going to give is like stand up. Stand up and have good posture. And consciously think about it. That'll help, I'm sure. All right. I'm trying to, let's see, David says, I'm trying to tell established VO for your mastermind program, but they don't agree with sharing client list and fear of losing income. Their question, why do you want their client list? I'm giving mine up. Here's the thing. And I think this is key, and I'm glad you asked that question. I've been told from the beginning of my voiceover career, you know what, I'll show you how to do this, but I'm not going to put you in contact with anyone. And I understand that because of what you just said about people having a fear. I've operated and will continue to operate from a standpoint of, I believe that there is a tremendous amount of work out here. When people try, and I use the word hoard loosely, I'm really using it real loose. Hoard or protect or whatever. These are my clients and I'm not going to give you access to them. It's like, it's a less than mentality. And I don't think anybody grows with a less than mentality. I think about it from a perspective of, if I'm not a right voice for my client, but someone that I've given them access to is, then my client is looking upon me favorably. In a mastermind, I think one of the most important things, if something is going to be effective, if something is literally going to be effective, then we've got to share and allow each other to draw from the well. And if you don't want to be in that, then don't be in it. But I am not scared of sharing my clients. I'm not. I already have with people that signed up in like voiceover domination and inevitable immersion results. I gave everyone access to one of my clients that I've been with for years. It was a part of the package. I gave it up to give people that were brand new experience and things of that nature. And I wasn't scared. I can still do work for that client if I want, hands down, no questions asked. But I don't need your clients. I don't. But in a mastermind group where people are trying to get more clients, if we pool our information, everybody wins. So when you have a mentality of, oh, why does he want my clients? I don't give a crap about your clients. But in a mastermind setting where we're supposed to be helping each other, the real help comes from actual work, actual jobs. Because a lot of these agents that are out here, if you have an agent per se, they're looking for voice actors, but they're not going to accept voice actors unless a voice actor that they already have would suggest them. Anyway, if you're scared about losing a client, it means you don't trust your own ability. It means you're scared that you're not as good. That's all that means. That's just my opinion. All right. Greg, thanks very much, Mage Pro. Let's see, Andre. John Newton, you have to practice speaking from your diaphragm regularly. With practice, it will become first nature. Practice. All right. Thank you for that input. Let's see. Carlos, hey, Earl, cheers from the Dominican Republic. Glad to see you, buddy. David, sharing and carrying VOs one way and VOs are one way and selfish. A lot of times they are selfish. I'm not scared about giving people access to my clients because I'm not the only voice. I'm just not. I cannot do all the voiceover that's out there. But I'm telling you, when my agent, which from time to time they do, hey, Earl, we need a Hispanic voice or something. Do you know anyone? Absolutely. Here, give this guy a call. That's all that the mastermind is about. Being able to share clients, being able to give instruction and help each other grow. And in the industry that we're in, that means clients. All right. Let's see. Earl, you are open and transparent. That's all I know how to do. Greed is a terrible thing. Mage Pro, David, not all are selfish. It's a challenge to find them in times agreed. At times agreed. Is big enough for all to get a piece of the pie, I think is what you were trying to say, David. What's up, Lenny? Carlos, quick question, Earl. I noticed you have 3 DBX 286s. Do you have one for each microphone, or do you hook them up in a serial setup? No, I have one for each mic. There's one on this mic. There's one on the mic that's in the booth. I have a DBX 286A, which is a third one that's not hooked up. But whenever I get a third mic and a second booth, that's what that will be for. All right. Let's see. Steve-O, client list, one example. If you, a man, and she asks about your client list, who cares? You can't do a woman's voice anyway. Exactly. Andrea, Earl, I love your spirit of reciprocity and giving. You receive so much more than with that sense of being. Absolutely. Completely agree. Mage, I have a verification that I am not confident as I should be. This might be the core of their fear of sharing clients. Yeah. All right. Let's see, David, don't get an agent that charges you for a stamp to mail your check. David, I think, is referring. I had an agent, I was complaining so much. I think one day I just went off on my show and I said I was about to fire an agent because they wouldn't just mail a check. It's like, why do I have to go into your office to pick up my check? You can't mail this darn thing? There's PayPal. You seriously can't mail. And I went in for the last time to pick up my check, and I didn't pitch a fit, but they knew I was serious. Basically, they said, we'll mail you, and they did. The next job that I did, they mailed me the check. So they changed their whole policy. And sometimes all it takes is one person saying, look, this is stupid and ridiculous. You need to change that to make it happen. So, yep, that happened for me. Greg, Earl, your generosity, excuse me, is why you're the #1 VO coach. Thanks so much. I appreciate you, Greg. Good morning, Dan. Glad to have you here. All right. I've got a few minutes left in the show. All right. I told you at the beginning of the show, something spectacular I had to present, and it is amazing. So let me pull this up. You guys have heard me maybe from time to time mention my friend. He's actually my best friend in the world, Cyrus Webb. He's the author of this book, Words I Choose to Live By, Cyrus Webb. His website, cyruswebb.com. Cyrus, we were on the phone. We talk a couple times a day, every day. Cyrus is a celebrity interviewer. He's a social media expert. He's a promoter of everything. But his claim to fame is his interviewing skills and his magazine. Cyrus has interviewed most of the cast from the movie The Greatest Showman, the movie that's out in the theaters right now. Cyrus has interviewed most of them. He's interviewed the entire cast of the Haves and Have-Nots. His show, his radio show is on iHeartRadio, which is a big deal for him to be on iHeart. Sirius Radio has called him out. He's going to LA, I think next month. They're interviewing him, his brand new on Sirius Radio, and they're tapping him to do a show on Sirius Radio, Sirius XM Radio. He is the voice of Blog Talk Radio. He teaches everyone how to start a podcast. He is the voice of Blog Talk Radio University, which if you don't know about Blog Talk, I don't know where you've been. But it's a huge deal. Cyrus has over 1 million listens to his show. And I'm telling you all of this in lead up to a conversation that he and I had on yesterday. So Cyrus is, again, he's my best friend. And he's like, Earl, you're doing this contest. You know what I'm going to do? Let me just read you the email. I couldn't believe that he just did this. But anyway, he says, Earl, I'm excited about the contest you're running, and Conversations, that's his network, Conversations Radio Network, would like to add to the prize for the first prize winner. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, let me just do this. I'm like, okay. So would love to offer them a media campaign, $250 value, which would include a phone interview for the radio show Conversations Live and 2 weeks of promotion on social media for them. We will then turn it into a feature for our magazine, $150 value. Looking forward to seeing who the winner is. Let me know if you need anything further. I can tell you right now that no one listening knows how big this is. This is huge. It is. This guy has created an empire and has propelled people into the top sellers on Amazon. He has propelled artists and singers into the limelight through his social media campaigns because he has millions of people and millions of eyes on him. People, publicists from all over the world contact him to interview their people that they represent. I mean, we're talking about, what's the guy? Billy Ray Cyrus. We're talking about Beyonce's dad. I forget his name. Beyonce's dad. He just interviewed him the other day. Musicians, artists, authors, all over the freaking world. This guy, Cyrus Webb, is a beast. And what he has offered to the first place winner to tag on to getting a microphone, a $1,000 mic, either a Neumann or a Sennheiser, he's going to promote you. He's going to interview you on his show that's going to be heard on iHeartRadio. I haven't been on iHeartRadio, okay? It's like, this is so huge, and it's going to be such an exposure. And on top of that, he is going to promote you. What does it say here? I want to make sure that I don't misquote. He's going to do a social media campaign promotion for you for 2 weeks across social media. His reach well blows out mine. My reach is nothing in compared to his. I'm just telling you that straight out. And for him to offer this, just to offer it, hey, Earl, let me just do this for you. That's a friend. That's a friend till the end. Okay. And so that's going to be part of the first place prize as well. Contest ends on Friday. Who's ever in the front, who's ever in the lead, you're going to get some serious promotion behind this. I don't know what else to say other than, Cyrus, thank you, my friend. Thank you so much for doing this. This is a big deal. For those of you that want more information on Cyrus Webb, you can go to cyruswebb.com. This is how you spell his name, Cyrus Webb with 2 B's. The boy's a beast. This blows away my prize of a microphone. I'm telling you this, this blows away my first place prize of a microphone. Because not only are you going to get a microphone, this Bad Mama Jam is going to promote you. You're going to be on his show. You're going to be heard on iHeartRadio. You're going to be heard by countless actors, authors, artists, promoters, The whole 9 yards. That's his wheelhouse. I wish I could compete in this contest. Exactly. It's a media campaign. Lenny is saying, off topic, Earl, I've been off of a few days ago. You mentioned reviewing the quality of recording space. Are we doing this on this? No, we're doing it tomorrow. We're going to reveal all of that to you on tomorrow. Well, guys, look, I have Tanya out waiting to get her demo done right here in Earl Hall Studio. So she's sitting out waiting in the lobby. So I want to make sure that I get to her and go ahead and get this done. This is an exciting day. I've got a couple of meetings even after meeting with Tanya. Some great things are happening right now. Do not miss tomorrow's show. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. You guys are awesome and amazing. I love you guys so much. You guys have an awesome and amazing Wednesday, and I'll see you tomorrow. Love you.